Hi, let's talk about the unique path number 3, LeetCode 980. And you are given a 2D array, and the value for each cells could be 1, 2, 0, and -1. And 1 represents starting, 2 represent ending, 0 represent empty, -1 represent obstacle. And you are given a 2D array, right? And you are returning the number of way that walks through the entire non-obstacle square. So you are not visit -1, but you are able to visit non-negative stuff, right? So we start from 1 and go to 2. And so what we need to do, we need to keep counting the number of the 0, including the starting. And when we visit 2, and we just have to check if the number of the cells, which is 0, is actually equal to 0. If that is, then we just add the answer to the total. So we add 1, we increment the number of way to the answer, right? So we need the initial values, which is answer, and then we need empty, and we have no idea where we're starting, right? So we just have to say start x, start y, and the initial value for the answer, we need to initially equal to 0, and empty will initially equal to 1, because we need to include in the starting point, right? And I hope I don't need a starting here. So I need to put a starting x and starting y here. So basically we just need to traverse the entire grid. Alright, so let's check if the grid I, j equal to 0. What should we do? We plus plus. Else if grid I, j equal to 1, right? We start from 1, right? Star x equal to I star y equal to j. So now we are trying to use the differentiation backtracking to traverse entire grid. So we need a grid, of course, and starting x and starting y, right? Now let's get through it. So private void fs and then grid, and then in x in y, right? So we definitely need to traverse the grid up 1, down 1, left 1, and right 1, right? So let's say go right, go left, go up, and go down. So we also need to make sure it's not out of bounds when x is less than 0, or x is greater, equal, actually just say equal to grid.length, or y is less than 0, or y is equal to grid the length, which is return because it's invalid. We also need to check if we see the obstacle, which is grid.ij, actually xy squared, less than 0, we return. So what happened when we visit the cells, we change the value to negative, which means should be the obstacle, and we should not keep visiting the cells. So grid.x.y equal to -2. We could name to -1, but it doesn't matter. And when we visit, right, we need to decrement it. And when we're backtracking, we need to increment back, right? And it was initially empty cells, right? We need to set back to 0. And what should we return? When we see the cells is equal to 2, we need to check if the empty equal to 0. If is, then we increment the answer. If not, we just return. So if empty equal to 0, answer plus plus, else we just return, right? So that would be our entire solution. Okay, I make a mistake. Start X. Oh, I don't have initialize. So initialize to 0 just in case. Okay, 2. Let's see. Okay, so for time, for time and space, so space we are actually using this kind of value, so out of 1. For the time, when you see recursors, you need to be considered full time something, right? And then because we're doing recursors for 4 times, so it's 4 times something, right? And what happened for the parentheses stuff is the height or the width, the length of the square, the grid is actually the length and then height of the grid, right? Because we can go up, go down, go left, and go right? So it's exponential. Sorry, I made a typo. So it's either the height, which is n times n, right? We go 4 different directions, right? And the direction is either go up, go down, go left, and go right? So this will consider time. And I hope this is understandable, because for recursive case is a constant, it's a number you need definitely, and then exponential to the length of the square and the height of the square. So I hope you get it. And space is pretty similar. Space is pretty simple, so it's out of 1. Time is harder, and make sure you know the starting X and starting Y, and we set equal to 1 because we consider starting X and starting Y is valid inside the grid, and then we just set 1 to this position, and we just increment when we see 0. And I hope you get it. Peace.